I'm Kevin Price reporting from Dreamforce 2011, reporting from Salesforce Live Studio. And of course, this is on the home of Bloomberg Radio, the Price of Business in Houston, Texas. And interviewing my good friend and also Price of Business contributor, Walter Rogers. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Kevin. Always a pleasure.
You got a great project that we've been talking about. It's really been not only the buzz of Baker Communications, where you're the president of, but a lot of word is already spreading around here at Dreamforce. Tell us what you got.
You know, Kevin, I've been so excited about this, and as you know, I've been working on the release of Spark for almost 18 months, and here it is. Finally, it's out, and fundamentally, it's a book that really focuses on how organizations could and should leverage their CRM as a corporate nervous system, and not a sales accounting platform, which is how most companies unfortunately tend to use it today.
You know, with the amazing technology that has come from Salesforce.com, including Chatter and all the other devices, one of the things that's really important is how do you harness it and how do you make it useful, and that seems to be a big theme of Spark.
Yeah, absolutely, it is a theme for Spark, Kevin, because most people, they just need a cookbook. They need to know what the ingredients are to make the recipe in order to create the end product that they need, right? And in the case of CRM, it's leveraging it as a platform to collaborate so that all departments, all individuals, and all functions can really get a 360-degree view of their customer and the project that the customer is working on, and you know how they can really benefit that ultimate customer.
What I like about it is that although it's obviously a significant book, it's an easy read, and it's something that appeals to people of all technology levels. There's not a whole lot of presumption in it, and I think that's extremely important. Was that one of your objectives going into it?
Absolutely. It had to be an easy read, practical, how-to kind of book, because adoption of CRM is not a technology problem, Kevin, it's a behavioral problem. And the great news is that there's really only 11 best practices that if you're implementing them correctly, you will get the adoption that you want from the investment in the CRM. 11.
Yeah. Okay, so with that in mind, when you wrote it, what was your intention? What were you hoping to accomplish?
Really, my intention, Kevin, was to create a product that anybody could pick up, read, and begin to apply immediately in their organizations to help them reignite the growth in their company, which is something that every single business in this country needs today.
Yeah, no question about it. And, you know, and there seems to be, you know, it's kind of a worn out expression, but there's a malaise there in terms of attitudes. And one of the things I've always loved about you and your approach to business is that we are as wealthy and as successful as a business as we choose to be.
Yeah.
And the economy can be a player, obviously, but you can be successful no matter what the economy, and that seems to be another theme of Spark as well.
It really is. In fact, the book begins with a quote by the famous coach John Wooden, which is, you know, failure is not fatal, but failure to change can be. And if there was ever a time to consider change, it's right now. There's no question about it. Because Kevin, my philosophy is that business success is the intersection between opportunity and courage, the courage to do something with that opportunity. And that's what Spark is all about.
And courage is a great word. You know, when I look at, you know, what is happening out there, in fact, John Wooden, another thing he was famous for saying is that he who makes the most mistakes wins.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no fear of mistakes. You know, mistakes are those things that become great learning experiences. You
Exactly.
know, one of the strikeout kings of all time was Babe Ruth.
Right.
You know, and so that's what I love about it, is that it's inspirational. And we live in an economy, you know, it's kind of a strange analogy with Forrest Gump, right? But you remember the scene of Forrest Gump when a major storm was coming.
Yeah.
The only one that survived it was the one that went out and performed in it, rather than those boats that hid. There's a lot of desire to hide in this economy.
There really is, and at the end of the day, it's a choice that every single person has to make for themselves. Do they want to let the world swirl around them and get sucked into, you know, the terrible situation that they could get sucked into, or do they want to stand up and make some change and make it happen for themselves and their company? And that's what Spark is all about, is really providing those specific concrete steps that you can take to help you and your company.
Spark is a great concept, a great book. I do want to encourage people to check it out. I've already got my hands going through this thing and have been very impressed by it. Want to encourage people to check it out, and I consider it must reading, and I appreciate you bringing it to our audience attention.
I appreciate it, Kevin. Thanks so much for having me on air.
You bet. Very important stuff. All right, we're going to have more for you right after this.